It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Brooklyn Cafe studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat at the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, or a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in free 888-994-4995 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Afternoon, and they increased the applause on that. Yes, and I am having a cup of coffee.
You told me to get your coffee.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Wow.
I appreciate. I'm getting phones thrown at me.
That was nice. I just gave Slick a pop quiz. I gave him this whole quiz, and I had him answering questions, and he's looking at me, and he's trying to figure out the answer, and he's like, I don't know. I really don't think it was anything different because I think it was all the same. And he sits down in your chair and he's thinking it through and he's like doing that scratch in his head. And I sat there and I said, Slick, that was a trick question. He's like, oh man, I said, you were right all the time.
You asked him a loaded question. Yeah. And he didn't
And
know
his
how to
answer was right from the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, so you wanted to see if he would question himself.
I was going, I did a Freddie is what I did.
Freddie would never do that, Slick. He brings me coffee. I would never do that.
Now he's going in the back to have a drink. I wanted, because Slick has really, really done an amazing job running Studio B.
Okay, what do you want him to do? I'm dying to find out.
No, really, he's done an incredible job from the inception with Fuego to starting Fuego 2.0 to running all of the shows that we do virtually. And he had a new show in there, The Unemployment Show. I don't even know if that's the name of it, but I call it The Unemployment Show.
Unemployment Woes.
With Amit Nightly. What's it called?
We call it Unemployment Woes.
Unemployment Woes. Okay.
Woes
hold
means
on,
friends.
Hold on. The director has asked us to do something different. It's the first time we've ever done it in 5 years.
Okay.
And on today's show we have, and they want us to introduce the guests so that they can put the applause in. So
They're 100% correct.
So I'm
going to back up the truck and then I'll introduce the guests. I gave Slick a trick question. And he was right all along. So Slick, never doubt yourself because you did a great job. It's all that was is for you to realize what a great job you were doing.
Now
so
they call
thank you for that.
The tricky slicky.
The trick slick stuff. The slick stuff is all I can tell you.
I have another word for it, but I'm going to be nice. Moving on.
So I thought we were doing well, actually, this is kind of a throwback Thursday. If I look around the room, we've got some longtime friends that you knew before I even started working with you.
I'm very excited. You know, and it's really funny because unless Alan Peters calls me and this lady doesn't show up, she's too busy.
So on today's show,
3 years.
We have singer, songwriter, Laura Vivas, and producer. Unemployment Woes.
My friends.
And our friends,
Over
we've
here.
got, who do we have with us?
Ashley Rodriguez with Keller Williams Reserve.
And Sergio R. Vasquez, Raw Surge, aka with
Raw
Infinite
Surge.
Reps Method. Thank you so much.
Did he say continue breast?
No.
What did he say?
Infinite Reps Method.
Oh.
That's my company.
I can barely see. I
Slick.
can't see it from
Slick.
all the way over
It's
What
the
is in
Infinite
that
Reps
coffee?
Method.
That's all I
Only
can
way
say.
to success is through infinite repetition.
Well, there you go. Repetition.
Infinite
repetition.
reps, and you got breasts.
I can't see him. The light is right in my face.
Was that interfere with your hearing?
Yes. If I can't see him, I can't hear him.
Wait, I can't hear you.
Oh,
You ever notice when you ask somebody and you say I can't talk and they talk loudest because they think it's the hearing. It's always in the hearing.
We were doing Natalia's show today, Business Kitchen show, and we were adjusting our audio so she could hear us. So we're having this whole conversation with the radio and the feed and the crew, and all of a sudden she says, "I hear you." We said, "Excuse us?" So she actually ended up hearing the entire conversation of what we were doing, but she couldn't see us. So it makes me think about that question. What an amazing show she had. Natalia Levy and Tatiana Fernandez, Business Kitchen Show, which airs every Thursday morning at 11 o'clock live on WWNN Radio and all over your streaming pages. They interviewed Emily from the James Beard Foundation.
I know. I tried to catch a little glimpse of that, but I was talking to Alan, waiting for Laura, and
Resetting the stage
and
here.
resetting everything. All the memorabilia was taken out. They're going to bring new memorabilia on Monday.
Fantastic.
So I had about 17 different things. He had another show going on over there.
and we had the animators cookie tasting.
And when he bought a cookie was to die for, and somebody took my cookie. You took my cookie. Where'd you put it?
I ate it.
No, you didn't.
I took your
You
cookie
did
and
not.
I ate your cookie.
You did. You don't need two of those. Those things are bigger than you.
They're in the freezer, actually.
There you go.
He's keeping it nice and chilled. So the animator's pulling everything down. Now Hector he's over 6 feet. He's like my bodyguard. I don't know how
His
tall Hector
cookies?
is. No, Hector.
Oh,
So you
yeah,
go,
Hector.
Hector, we need that down. He says, sir. And he goes like that with one hand.
No
Holy
ladder.
smoke. I don't know how he did. I mean, this was ceiling height, how
That's
he was
'cause you're
able to get these things.
4'9". Everything looks
know.
tall to you.
You got Hector in a corner back there. Hector needs space to work and to breathe.
Put him right
and
here.
We should bring Hector out here to do
So
his
put it
work.
right by the stage.
But his show is coming out on Saturday. It's Homemade with the Animator. Tune in every Saturday to our kids television network. And we've got a great segment with Veggie Vero and her new book. Her book launch is tomorrow at 5 o'clock at the Delray Beach Children's Museum. Her show is Saturday at 9 o'clock, and then Homemade with the Animator at 9:30. Kids and Capes at 10, and we are lining up hopefully another half a dozen or more shows to go on our kids network.
That's right. And it's funny because Laura wanted to work with children at one time. The last
Really?
time we spoke at the iHeart Studios, you said to me you wanted to launch something for children so they could sing, and you wanted to teach them and do a whole show around that. I remember. Well, now we got a bigger place. Because when we met you guys, we were in the iHeart Studios. right?
Alan may never leave. Thank you.
And then I met her at the radio station place, and she was claustrophobic. She says, it's really small in here.
You said that?
When I got here, I texted him. I'm like, did I drive to the right place? But yeah, this is awesome.
From the outside, right?
Yeah,
That's how
It's
it was
his
my
hidden
first
gem.
time too.
I love it.
You too, with me?
We want to keep it looking on the outside.
And you notice the outside doesn't even have our name.
Yeah.
We never even got around to changing the sign because we moved in, and 2 months later we all went on shutdown. And everyone, so we never even changed the sign. We thought, you know what? It served itself well when it was the Little Pond Family Theater, so we thought it'll serve us well as well. So
Now that's the story, but the real story is, you know who sang here 21 years ago? What's her name?
Ariana Grande got her start here. Her mother owned this studio.
Yeah.
So a lot of the amazing voices that you see that came out of Boca Raton came out of this place. And this was a studio. It was Little Pond Family Theater. It then became a bank, Little Pond Family Theater again. So we kind of think, it served Boca
why
and
change
Kendra
it?
Erica as well.
And Kendra, Erica sang here as well. But why change it? And I'm one of those people that are a little superstitious, and I don't want to change nothing. So her mother sends a 102-year-old piano,
Do you
and
play?
it gets tuned.
I mean, like
I bet you play better than me.
stuff I remember from when I was learning when I was a kid. I'm sure I do.
I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, but
Don't be
it's
so
still
proud
not
of that
good.
either.
That says a lot.
Alan Peters is a player. Yes, you are. I just talked to your
Not in
father.
that sense, he says.
I just talked to your brother. He says you played.
Serge is laughing over there.
Pause, my wife's not listening. If she's listening, it's the piano.
Is it? Well, Dawn plays the piano because we found the music with Dawn's name on it. And
I
she
know.
denied. And we
All that
lifted the
sheet music
seat,
has my name on it,
and
I
the
know.
music has her name. So she does play. She just refuses to play.
But it has been a long time. You've known Laura and Alan. I've known you. I've been working with you for almost 5 years,
Well, I've
so you've
her
known them a
7
whole
years
lot
ago
longer.
at,
So welcome. Tell us what you've been up to.
Well, I am excited because I'm releasing my music finally. I just released one at the end of September. I released Afraid of Your Love, and I'm very happy about that song because it really expresses what I went through. I felt like I could really put.
Let's make sure your green light's on your mic.
Okay.
Well, hello.
Hello, Laura.
Welcome back.
And to
Oh,
our
I'm
right,
here.
we have Laura Vivas and Alan Peters joining us on the show.
Welcome back.
I was just saying, everybody, that I just released my single, Afraid of Your Love.
and I'm excited about that one. It's getting good traction. I get a lot of good reviews, a lot of views. So I'm still trying to push it. And the song was a good way for me to kind of just release all this stuff I had in me from, a very major separation that I had at the time. But it was also like my healing, and now I was ready to release it, so I'm just excited about it. I got another song I'm gonna release, maybe like 2 more. And then I'm just gonna be in the studio. I think I might just go ahead and do the whole album, why not? But I'm just dropping song after song.
And we have it to play, I think.
We have it to play, yes.
Yeah.
And Facebook, don't take the show off the air, because the people of the music are here. You got the guy who has it, and you got the one who sings it. So don't get mad at me, because they have changed their policies on social
they are.
media. Holy smokes.
Yes, they
so
are.
you can't even do happy birthday anymore.
Yeah, but this one is mine.
Yes, but they want to know who you are distributing it with. And that becomes the hand of God now.
Oh, Lord.
It
Well,
has
let me
changed.
ask you how you and Alan work together, because Alan, this is not your day job,
No, it's not my day job.
but your day job is letting you be here today, so we thank you for that.
Of course.
How do you work with Laura?
Well, we first started working with Laura more of in a management capacity, get gigs and things like that. But now it's more of a friendship. We're not under any type of specific contract. Laura's just a great person. So nowadays what we do is we work hand in hand with her. Like the music video, we did that, but it's still Laura. I mean,
It's just
like-
a lot of trust here,
Yeah.
and he believes in me wholeheartedly. And I mean, he takes time constantly to promote my stuff, and it's actually very creative and hilarious how he does it. But so, it's just, I trust him. I trust him with everything that I do, and he believes in me always. Even when I've had my moments where I doubted myself, he's always had my back. He doesn't judge me. He understands that, doing what I do for a living, putting myself out there, it's not easy for everyone. I don't think it's easy for any musician, really, because you're being vulnerable. And I think that he's just been like a good friend. And that's my homie right there.
And tell
So,
us
yeah.
about your record label.
Well,
It's not a label anymore. Tell
Yeah,
it,
we
tell
don't
it.
call ourselves label anymore because the big three have made that kind of taboo thing now. So
Okay.
what we're now is a music company. So we focus more on artist development, back like it used to be, where you take someone who maybe have never sung before in public, or they have music they want to get out there. We focus more on development. And I think that's what more people need nowadays, because you can produce an album in your basement nowadays. You don't need a label for that, but you might need a team.
Yep.
So we're more of a team now.
And I love it
Does a good
because,
job.
yesterday was all about kids and special needs and giving back to children. And the things just lined up as they would.
Yeah.
Today, we didn't know who you were bringing in to meet, right? We know you are SoFlo DJs, and we had no idea who you were bringing in. Now here you sit with Laura Vivas and a major music producer, distributor, whatever you want to, Alan Peters.
Company.
And
Music
here
company.
we sit, and Alan, you don't see them unless you do, and they're sitting there nodding their head, and they're pointing at each other, and they're thinking, oh my gosh.
I can
This
add.
dude's cool right here.
I can add. What you guys have. I love that. That's why I'm trying to teach my team right now. They're not working as a team. It's like I'm always the one holding up the ship, and they're not over here staring at. So I have to give them the direction, and I'm in that problem right now, and that right there creates a lot of legal issues in the music
It does,
industry. Just
right.
because you worked on this track with this person, and now I can't release it because of because of this or that,
Right.
And but I love that. That's what I'm talking about. I was just looking at them like, see, like that's it right there. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like I'm doing the same exact thing.
The synergy.
And like
Yes.
like during this time with unemployment and stuff like that, before all this, I was a DJ producer in West Palm, and I got stuck in the whole DJing part of it for
Yeah.
2 years. Where I was like, it was cool. I mean, I was hanging out with celebrities, DJing. I'm Paul Wall's DJ. I DJ for Trey Songz, a bunch of artists, and it was the
Awesome.
same thing over again. Drinking, partying every day. Like
It's
I got
old.
stuck in it, and I have
Yeah.
a 3-year-old. I have a family to take care of. That's what this year taught me. It gave me
Isn't
like
it been amazing?
I literally from July 2nd to now, I built a brand new studio ground up, and that's
Yep.
all I've been doing is working in my studio, making music. I sat down with Def Jam a month ago,
Right.
but
Congrats.
I'm not going their route. You saw
Yeah.
Kanye West's big rant on Instagram.
Oh,
Yeah.
That old
I
school
literally,
model.
that's why I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm gonna build a label ground up just like every other American DJ, producer, whatever entrepreneur has done
That's
in
the
this
best way to
country.
do it.
Look at yours.
You know, the important thing, Amit, because now you have a platform, and you can bring all those parts together to do exactly what you want to do. Is what I was talking to Alan about. You know, the difference is this: musicians are a different culture. You ever notice on your hand how your thumb is different from the rest of the fingers? Musicians are the thumb of life because they are sensitive about a lot of things. Emotional, spiritual. I know that she's spiritual. I know
Very.
it. From the first time I met her, the singing comes from that whole gift. But then you have to be able to put it out there, like the Madonnas and all these other people. They had the right people around them to get that whole thing together. But the amazing thing is that the timing now, it is so vital because singing is healing. Music heals. It calms the savage beast. What you guys do for a living is so necessary right now, and it has to be put out correctly because everybody's just looking to put it out and they get shut down, and then that one bad spill and now everything's being shut down. YouTube is shutting all music down, and they're shutting all negative anything down, politically,
But
not politically.
it's kind of, it makes you question things because why are they taking music out? Because it's healing.
Alan, you want to answer that?
It's legal.
I agree.
It's all legal. The big companies aren't making the money they used to.
No.
So they're clamping down.
I just think that
You know
because
why?
you know that's what we were doing when we weren't working. The gig workers, we all got hit so hard, and you know, some of us were fortunate enough to work enough to save. I had that fortunate experience, but it only lasts so long, you know. So what I did was I improvised with that. You know, I was like, well, how can I give back? So I would put things together with my band, and we would put shows on TV, and we had like 2,000 something views on Facebook, you know, and people writing, thank you so much, or I needed this. Some of them put it on their TV screens. They have their drinks and they're dancing like we're in there having a performance. You were one of them, you know, like if we're giving them their own private show. But that does a lot for the spirit, you know, and that was how we decided we wanted to give. And in return, people donated, which was great. I really appreciated that. But we left there feeling so good because of what we gave. That's really what mattered more than anything. And when I hear that they're kind of like shutting down, you know, I get it sometimes. Facebook starts muting me, things like that. It's like, I understand the legal thing, but people need this, you know? It's like, it's
People
kind
need
of a
all
struggle there.
Right, they need the music, they need everything that you all offer, that everyone has given, and you've all found workarounds, which is a huge credit and tribute to what you do. But after we go to commercial break, we come back, I want to know what it's like to actually be getting back, because Amit says you're back to working. So congratulations to you. I'm hoping Laura's back.
Yes.
And I haven't heard from Serge or Ashley yet, so I'm excited to find out what you all do. I know Ashley's a realtor, but I have no idea what the Serge is doing.
I'm not black for a reason.
He's a marketer.
All right, so we're going to find all out about that. I don't know when you want to play Laura's song.
I don't know. I'm just having a good time. Whenever Laura says play it, we play it.
All right, so let's go to commercial break. You can give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A. Let us know. Say hi to everyone, all our friends here, and we will be right back.
Even though some things are far away, we plan for them ahead of time because they're important. When it comes to your celebration of life, it's really no different. You want to plan ahead now so your family doesn't have to later, and create a service that reflects your values, character, and traditions, no matter what they may be. At Dignity Memorial, we listen to every detail and make sure everyone is remembered.
AskDearAbby.com. Dear Abby is a life coaching company that was founded by Abby Awotasu. At Dear Abby, we believe in empowering single women to unapologetically own their identities and grow in self-love. We know that in order for you to find true, meaningful, lasting love, you must first love and fully embrace yourself, flaws and all. Contact us today at AskDearAbby.com for your personalized coaching session that will get you on the path to ultimately finding your soulmate. And follow Dear Abby on social media at AskDearAbby on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
At Carmen Care Advanced Laser Therapy, our professional team specializes in finding the best alternative laser therapy treatments for your painful conditions. Do you suffer with chronic pain, a post-traumatic injury, or simply looking for the benefits of cell rejuvenation to the skin? Schedule a consultation today to understand how photobiomodulation can help reduce your symptoms, reduce or even eliminate pain. Give us a call today, 561-405-9577. We focus on treating you who has a disease, not a disease that defines who you are. Contact Carmen Care Laser Therapy today, 561-405-9577 or carmencarelaser.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
At the Brooklyn Cafe Show, as Freddie always says, sharing is caring. So where you see the stream, all you have to do is hit share underneath it and share it out to all your pages. And this way, all of our amazing guests get some more visibility as well. And then you always have it to refer back to and give them all a call.
It's funny, we can make Amit the poster boy of sharing. Because this guy, the numbers of the show you just did now are just unbelievable. That small little piece you did before.
When I was locked up in my house for months and all I can do is go live on Facebook, like when March happened, on March 17th, I was supposed to play the biggest block party in the whole of Florida for St. Patrick's Day at Roxy's Rooftop.
Wow.
And that was canceled literally just minutes before. Oh. So I was like, okay, I had no clue what was going to happen. It was until the next day that all this news came out. A few days later, my girlfriend gets fired from work. It was just a whole chain reaction. So I wasn't on unemployment, but I was just stuck at home. I was like, what am I going to do? So everybody was going online DJing, and I was like, I have to figure this out. So while everybody else was sitting there just going from their phone, I was literally doing what you guys do, sitting here billing the whole studio in my living room,
You put on pants?
Pajamas.
Sometimes. If you go on my Facebook and you might find some pajama DJ videos. But I learned the main thing that I really was trying to catch was the algorithm. How it worked and how it works. So for instance, you're talking about when you play music. So you see how I just did those shares there? If you did those shares and you're playing music, how Facebook shuts you down, it'll just shut down the whole feed.
Yeah.
That is why. Mm-hmm. But see, we're here, we're talking, we have a conversation, the algorithm will pick that up and it's gonna continue to grow it and grow it and grow it. And even on Instagram, the biggest secret on Instagram is find 10 of your favorite artists, right, that are verified, and go follow 10 of their friends, and I guarantee you all your followers will go up.
That's what Laura Rivas is, one of the 10 favorite artists. We're going to be following you all over the place.
That's the secret behind it. Everyone doesn't know. There's so many back doors behind the algorithm.
Well, we are really excited because the show that you just did in Studio B, and Slick, nice job, I must say. You and Taylor did a fantastic job. We're airing that tonight on WWNN Radio because we want to reach the masses. So not only do we get to stream, we have the grace of working with Beasley Media and their podcast and their Real Radio, which is, you see everything there, 3 FMs and an AM, and the iHeartRadio app. So for all of you in the music industry, it will be airing on the iHeartRadio app. But we also have, which we don't talk about enough, is our TV platform, which is more than streaming. We are on Roku, we are Amazon and Apple TV. So we have leveled all of this up to TV, and we really should share it. What do we say, dare to be on TV? We dare you to be on TV. Okay. It's not regular network TV. That is streaming TV, and this is where it's at. You can download our app. We have 180,000 subscribers, I think it is, to the Brooklyn Cafe app, and we have that opportunity for all of our shows to be put through Amp Media TV Network and grow all of those on TV.
On television. You want to be watched, you want to be heard, you want to be seen, but the object of the game, you got to come to the door.
And this way, you're not scrolling through a million other posts. right? And I realized this, and I said to Freddie, why don't we share what we do more? We have it, we take it for granted, which we shouldn't.
Yeah, but we don't like coming up here talking about what we do. We
But
like other
this
people
is
to
what
talk
we
about
do
what they
for other
do.
people,
Yeah, I
is what
get
I'm
it.
saying.
I understand.
Because the other day I was scrolling. I wake up every morning and I scroll to see, this is where I get my news on social media, right? Like the rest of the world, because otherwise the politics, I'm done. And I got buried in people's posts, and the posts were quite lovely. But I didn't get to see Laura or Alan or Amit because there were some other groups that just had bombarded groups. And I thought, you know what? We have this app, and our shows that are on Roku and Amazon have their app, and all you have to do is click on it, and you get to watch them.
There you go.
Done.
Right? You go to Roku, you go to Amazon, you go to Apple, and there's the show. It's a whole lot easier to find than scrolling. So I really think we need to bring more awareness to what we can offer so many other people.
And content on television right now is very questionable. Everybody, I got 4 phone calls from California.
I did like Dancing with the Stars Disney style, I
No,
must
you
tell
didn't. You
you.
were making fun of it.
I wasn't in love with Tyra Banks' Minnie Mouse outfit, I have to tell you.
No,
It
the
was
lady
not
from
the best.
Tiger.
Yes.
What's her name?
Yes, the one from
I missed that.
Tiger King.
You didn't miss much.
His wife.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know it's. What was her name?
I mean, come on.
Barbara
now.
something?
You got me.
Yeah.
on
So
that
she
one.
was on Dancing with the Stars, and of course she danced to The Lion King, I must say, because of
She's
Tiger King.
the lady from Tiger Beast, whatever.
Tiger
it is.
King.
Tiger King. You know, with
Yes,
the blonde.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And the funny thing is that if it's either hilariously funny or super duper like the WWF on the political show the other night, if it's got to be somewhere in there and nobody wants to watch. The NFL numbers are down. NBA numbers are down. NHL numbers are down. Those are sports.
Because
deals.
everything is streaming now. You can go and you can just find your show,
100%.
right?
Streaming has taken over
Yes.
the world. I'm talking. I sound like Trump when I said that.
He forgot the hands.
So like that just okay. Have you ever heard of? I know you guys have DistroKid.
Yeah.
That right
That's how I
there
released
is
my
a
song.
huge
Yeah.
game changer.
Mhm.
You know, I paid $80 for a whole year, unlimited services of being a label to them, and they release your music on every platform and pay you 100% of your royalties.
That's how I did it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That is the most genius thing ever. This is what independent artists need. I'm gonna look at the camera for this one.
Oh,
You
there you
independent
go.
artists out there, check out DistroKid. I guarantee you'll be satisfied. Like it literally will just take your whole perception on how to do music, just like it did with me this year. I was like, wait a minute, we don't have to sit here and sell the actual album anymore.
Exactly. Yep.
All you have to do is just sit there and press play.
Sergio, you know what he just did, right? He has destroyed that platform. 'Cause everybody and their auntie is going to jump on there. and they're
Oh,
going to
my
see they have a
goodness.
cash cow.
That's what we need.
and they're going to start
Figure it
charging you $800 a month.
Remember, during this whole
Tone
COVID,
it down.
Start raising the prices.
everybody became an artist during
Yeah,
COVID.
yeah.
Everyone. You go to Guitar Center, every single there's a certain mic I'm looking for. I want a Rode NT1, and it's been sold out for 7 months.
Oh, it's gonna be sold
I can't
out.
find
Oh,
it.
we
I know that one.
couldn't get video equipment for 3 months. Something that sold for $40 is $300 now.
Yeah, everything went
And,
up.
and they tell me it's because it's the embargo with China. Hey, get out of here.
Price gouging?
Everybody's at
It's
a home.
Yeah, of course
ridiculous.
they're gouging.
We had an audio box that it's still in back order from that one place.
Yeah, it ain't never coming. It ain't never coming.
It's
But
true.
but the object of the game, what it is you're right. But I still point to content. Now, if you get somebody like Laura, who has been in the music world, she's been on television, she was a finalist, the whole nine. If Laura bleeds that into kids' music, television for children, the latest and greatest thing right now is special needs.
It's so funny you say that because that's actually what I was discussing doing, and I haven't told you that. So
You'd be surprised who tells. You'd be surprised who tells me what.
yeah, I want to do something with when it comes to like putting on a show for children, doing something like that. I want to
You've
inspire
always wanted
them. I
to
want
do that.
to hear them. You know.
You always wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Alan and I were talking about this before you got here. And I said, you are the ambassador to that platform. And everything that's marketed around that is going to take it to another level. Now, this one over here, for 5 years, she wanted to do a kids show. A lot of politics in kids shows,
Yeah.
right? You got to be careful how you do it.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to have the patience of God. And then I wanted it to be kids doing. You got to have a lot of patience. Kids
Patience of
last
God.
5 minutes for a set.
That's true.
So you're doing a set for 400 times. And look at Teddy. They all have the wounds in here from editing kids shows. But
Oh,
but
man.
that kids show, Kids in Capes. One of the #1 shows in Boca on radio and video. I mean, they do really,
Oh, yeah,
really
very
well. An 8
necessary.
and 10-year-old.
There's a new one I spoke with yesterday in Chicago called Holistic Kids.
You went all the way
I
to
like that.
Canada.
I was on the phone with Canada yesterday. Yeah. I mean, West Canada, like about as far from South Florida as you can get. And I'm not big on geography, but I know Northwest Canada is totally the opposite of where South Florida is. And there would be my green screen.
I said, I did
And it is very cold over
I did
there.
a paling. I
Oh,
says,
yeah.
I see you.
But I want to find out more about your guest, Amit.
All right, so let's start with Ashley. Now, Ashley and I met through Facebook because she was one of the people that messaged me and asked me for help with unemployment. And we had a long journey still have a journey with her on her unemployment. Like, I'm talking about, like, she had a claim in the past that was just keeping her stuck from getting the money this year.
Yeah.
And, like, she had to wait for, it was like, what, June? She
Yeah,
had to wait for
I
June for it.
just
She
started
had
getting
to,
payments.
they told her that you have to wait till June for it to exhaust. So she had to count the days until it got to that date for the application to cancel to start a new one.
So it's because she had an application in, it had to expire, and then she had to do it again?
Yeah, she had one prior from the year before, but she never used the money because she got hired back. And then it just sat there in the system, so she couldn't really reapply, and they couldn't even just, like, take it off. So they they gave you a date, right? So, like, I think it was, like, June.
Yeah, it was in the middle of June.
Middle of June, and that was, like, 2020 is when that would exhaust, and then she can get onto the new claim. So she finally got onto the new claim, and she's still waiting for back pay, though, I believe.
Yeah.
So you
I
wanna
was
go
going to
ahead and
ask
start,
you,
take
did
it
they
over?
pay you back
Tell us what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I am still waiting on back pay. It's been, like he said, a crazy road. I had a claim back in 2019, and what the DEO should have done was go in and cancel it out and close it because money was never claimed on that claim. I went right back to work. So I guess what their system should have done is call and say, you know, hey, Ashley, are you back to work? Is that why you're not claiming? And closed it out. But I didn't know that I needed to do anything on my end because there really are no instructions with the DEO of what you're supposed to do to get things handled the proper way. And they don't really handle it on their end either.
Now,
So-
did you talk to anybody? A human being?
How many times?
Me and him have had so many conversations, and he found a way of getting through to actually get a live person on the phone
So you got a live person?
recently. Yeah, I did.
I was on Facebook one day, and some girl shared with me some little trick. So I was like, okay, I tried it, I played around with it, and I figured out how to get somebody on the phone within minutes.
Really? Now I'm going to tell you something.
You need to put that trick out there.
I want to call our friend at Channel 12. You know who I'm talking about.
Al Pepper?
And I want them to talk to you. They put people on the news that could not get through their phone for months. I've been watching this over and
Yeah.
over again. And you got through.
I've been with them already. I've been with News 12,
Oh, you have been on 12.
every single news station in Florida.
You have been.
And I'm still on it every week.
I want you to leave here through the back door. Don't go out the front door. That is freaking amazing.
And Ashley, how is your claim now?
It is still messed up. I did receive my federal money. Makes no sense, the logic behind the DEO and who's working these claims. What my claim now says it started July 14th of 2019, which clearly that's not during the pandemic, that was last year. And they went back and they released my dates for federal money, so I did get paid that. But my last day of actual physical employment was March 16th, I believe. They started paying me for dates as early as March 8th. And then now I have April 25th through June 6th that I was deemed ineligible when nothing changed whatsoever. So I got no money for those weeks. Still to this day, October 1st, I have not been paid for those dates from March 25th through June 6th. And I get people on the phone using Amit's trick because I do it every morning at 7:30 trying to follow up on my claim. Here, Florida's reopening, and I can't even get out to run my business or to even try to find, new clients and figure out my next steps because every day, every week. I am on the phone with the DEO's office trying to get what's owed to me from months ago. And when I say I'm on the phone with them, their phone line's open at 7:30, but unless you're actually not physically calling at 7:30, you don't get anybody on the phone. Well, you get them on the phone at about 7:45, a little bit closer to 8, and they're like, well, what exactly is the issue? Well, I don't know. The DEO's website doesn't open until 8 o'clock. So if I start calling at 8, you're waiting on a phone call back for 6 or 7 hours. By the time they get back to you and call you, you're busy. You can't answer the phone. You're doing something else.
Let me ask you a question. United just laid off, what, 19,000 employees? American,
It's 43,000 people will be laid off
12,000 employees. As of October 1, their furloughs expired and they were all laid off.
Yeah,
Will
as
they-
of today.
Today, will they qualify, or now they're not even part of the pandemic because things are back open again, and now what?
Oh, no.
Nobody
I mean,
knows.
you have to figure, you have to have some of that in Florida, right?
Let me share experience with this one. on Friday, so I was with my mom.
Hey, Mom.
And I'm sitting there eating with my mom, and I just happen to scroll through the news, and I see I see DeSantis is on TV, and everything is opening back up. It wasn't even like a minute later that all the clubs started calling me already. Well, not all of them, but the ones that were opening back up at least, So a few of them, like I got Roxy's. Roxy's Rooftop is like, if you've been there before.
I've sang there.
That's the one you want.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I've sang there.
I love playing Roxy's. It's
That's
like the
a good-
best.
that's a
So
good
I
venue.
actually brought Vinny out on Friday. I just, we exchanged numbers. I said, hey, if you want to come by, I'm going to be playing Roxy. And he came.
Vinny who?
You're
Our
Vinny.
Vinny?
You're Vinny.
Our Vinny went?
Yeah, so Vinny came.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I want to make sure. Vinny went, but you didn't invite Slick.
Slick stayed home.
So I'm going to tell you something. I hope your car is still there when you leave. That's all I got to say.
So I was worried because, I have a family to protect first, So going back to work, and my girlfriend, I don't want them to go out and work. I said, I'm going to go back to work. I have to now. One thing about me, I realized this year, is all my life, and especially my music career, I let my friends dictate it. Not anymore. Even in West Palm, it's a war zone. So everybody's fighting for gigs right now, but it's by selection who can keep it up. So I went in, plugged in. I was like, okay, let's check it out. Let's see what happens. So of course nobody's wearing masks. They took away the mask order in the club. So you're coming into you have to wear a mask to get in. You don't wear a mask once you're in, but they are, for the most part, most people are following the guidelines.
Yeah.
So they're keeping it at 50%, even though they're allowed to go to 100% right now. Still keeping it at 50%. So they're still following the guidelines of everything opening back up. Now, I don't know where this is gonna go because I can already see just the school district alone, what's going on there, what's gonna happen on this end. 'Cause in a nightclub, for the most part, you're this to people.
And when you
shoulder to
drink, you're
shoulder.
even closer than that.
Exactly.
But this is
Yeah.
the problem. This is why they closed down the bars. It's because of that. You ever notice when you're drinking, you get a whole lot closer?
Yeah.
Everything's about, can you hear me? No, you stick your finger in my ear. You're
Can
so
you feel me?
close. Now, hold on. I want to stop it right there, man, because I want to talk to Serge because Serge does marketing, and I
Yes.
want to ask him. How are they going? I noticed that in Florida, in Miami, did you see yesterday when they opened up? They are on top of each other with no mask. And this thing about wearing a mask at the door and then taking it in when you come in, it makes no sense. And don't wear it.
No sense.
It makes no sense.
We had to do that in a restaurant. No sense.
No sense. So I want to ask you, because you have your finger on the pulse with marketing and the strategies of the future, what direction are all these things that Amit just brought up? Where are they going with this?
Well, really, it's all about who's on the ball with innovation, right? Because most of these people, they don't know where they're going. They're just trying to follow the rules, see what they're going. So really, the people who are going to win in this, let's say, market that we're in, are the innovators, the leaders, the people who step up and say, hey, let's do something different. Because most people are, let's say, they're used to the routine, right? Going to the clubs every day, listening to music every day. But then, boom, 2020 happened. It changed the whole world. marketing changed. Traditional marketing is no longer in the past. Exchanging business cards. Some people who are still afraid of COVID might not want your business card. So everything turned virtual, everything turned digital. And most people who are not on the ball, who are not, let's say, reinventing themselves, reinventing their business, are gonna fall behind. So really, what's happening with all of this, I'm seeing people they don't even have a plan. They're actually just going along with the flow. So I'm seeing, as you're saying, what's gonna happen with all this? A lot of businesses are gonna close because they don't know how to keep up with the market. So the market has now transitioned to everything online. Everything is all virtual. Virtual tracks everything. So now when you're marketing virtually, it's a whole nother ballgame. It's like you were saying, you have a virtual concert.
Even some of our shows, yeah.
Yes,
virtual.
Exactly. So the whole mask coming in, wearing and then taking it off when you're inside, that makes no sense to me as well. And it actually has nothing to do with like marketing on the customer acquisition side. It's more just like, let's say, control. So anything that's harming your business in a sense, you know? So places where, you know, they're keeping it more, like I said, innovative, keeping it more real, changing things up, making stuff different, making stuff more interesting, making it not normal, but yet extraordinary, you know, extraordinary. And that out of nowhere will spike the interest, right? So it's like when you're driving, you see a red car. Why does that red car stick out? Because it's sticking out, is doing something different than everybody else, using a black, white, or beige car. You know, those are like the normal colors. So I see right now, if anybody wants to literally take advantage of this market, it's right now the most prosperous market you can make. Big business is booming. Small business is losing. Why? Because they haven't made that transition. It's all about that innovation. If you notice all the big businesses, they've all have transition. Everybody's doing something different. Even Facebook just recently came out. I was explaining to her, Facebook events. So now if you're trying to throw an event, let's say people who used to do seminars or whatever, you know, they can't rent out hotels anymore and stuff like that because people are still like 50% capacity, like you're saying, so it's gonna hurt their sales. So what are everybody doing now? Everybody's gonna start, Facebook just released it like a couple of weeks ago, so they're gonna start doing Facebook events. Now you can host an event and people can pay through Facebook to your event. So now it's like you're hosting your own party, you're hosting your own, let's say 3-day workshop, you're hosting your own TV show, whatever. You can actually get paid because especially everybody's already on Facebook, half of the world's already on Facebook, and their credit card's probably already associated because they do a lot of shopping through Facebook. So it's a lot easier to get customer acquisition through using the social media platforms nowadays compared, and then bringing that now to, let's say, traditional brick and mortar. Well, now you have to integrate it. To now, that's how you innovate it. Because most people, they're either stuck in one way, because I dealt with a lot of business owners, and they're still stuck with the traditional mind. Oh, everything's come back to normal. I'm like, no, you don't understand. The world has changed. This is history in the making. And if you want to be part of it, you have to do something about it. So once you start integrating social media, or let's say online marketing with traditional marketing, well, now it's a game changer. Right. Now you can actually start making a lot of things happen because you create this thing called omnipresence. You're all over. So your followers see you everywhere you go. So they can trust you, they can like you, they can know you, and then eventually you can, and what is your purpose? Is to add value to them. I actually wanted to mention earlier about, you guys were talking about how music was healing. In my studies, because I do personal development, I do business development. Actually, throughout this pandemic, as all of us, like I said, we took initiative. I got certified in so many things. I got my life coach certification, my holistic health coach certification, my wellness coach certification, credit repair certifications. I started getting everything because I said, you know, it's time to serve. It's time to be a leader. There's people in need, and people need to come up, and who is going to be there for them, you know? And Mitch stood up and started doing unemployment for everybody. Why? Because everybody didn't know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So you guys started making music. So everybody's doing something. Look at you guys with the show. Leaders have to stand up and innovate in order to help everybody else get through this whole situation.
Yeah, influence.
So, yes, influence.
Yeah, influence them and inspire.
So going back to the music thing, I wanted to share something pretty cool. In my studies, I saw that the hieroglyphics in the pyramids, they have, you know, symbols for everything that means something, right? So when they have healing, it's a certain symbol. And then they have music, it's literally the same symbol, just added with 2 little dots or something like that.
Wow.
So if you look at that, you see that music is truly what we're talking about. It's healing. And then I could even go down to the frequencies and vibrations about it. And just how music makes you feel a certain way, right? So check it out. When you speak, it's a certain vibration. Music is a certain vibration. It's a frequency, right? And then also, guess what? When you have a feeling, when you're feeling sad, angry, depressed, it's a certain frequency. It's a certain vibration. They could put those thinking caps on you and measure your brain capacity, the electricity going through it, and they can see when you're feeling bad, your vibration is very low. And then when you're extra happy, it's super high. So now think about it. If music is vibration, if music is healing, if music is therapeutical, it's a vibration
And
that
it
lifts
depends on
your.
what hurts too, because
Oh, you
want
want to go to the Hertz? We going to the Hertz.
Oh yeah, because you know there's some music out there that is not in a good vibration for us, and we're listening to that every day on the radio.
And they did that on purpose.
I know
It was
they did.
designed
I
that
know where
way.
it comes from too. Yeah.
Oh,
I
that
don't
was
know
look.
if I wanna go all
If
the
you want
way
to talk
there.
about it, we could talk about it. But yeah, I just wanted to share that when they listen to your music or your music or any music, it actually raises their
It sure
vibration
does.
because if they're feeling sad, if they're feeling I just had a loss or whatever, that music literally lifts them
Yeah.
up vibrationally.
It's healing.
It's healing.
And I mean, like, it actually helps your DNA.
Oh yes.
So that
repairs your DNA.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And like something that I've been doing through, it's so crazy because we're talking about how a lot of people see 2020 as like the worst year. But if you really look into it, it's been the year where we've had no choice but to go in and really evaluate ourselves and really purge out
yes.
things that don't need to be there anymore. So I think we've just lived life day by day, working, and we're just kind of avoiding.
Yeah.
And we don't realize how we've been avoiding so much in here. And so I went through a lot of changes, and they seem scary, but now I'm like, oh my God, I'm on my own, I'm doing my thing. Like,
That much more stronger.
my confidence is back, you know. I'm focused. I'm no longer at the time right now because I love my band. I love my band. But right now I'm doing duos and solos, and that was terrifying for me. I never shared that with people because suddenly I have to be there talking to people, and I'm a very shy person.
Yeah.
You don't know that, but I am. I'm actually shy. So now it's like I'm starting to really kind of, jump in and get to know people and all that. And so I'm coming into my own. And so now I feel like I can do whatever I want in my life. Like, wow, I can. Yes, I'll do it. Absolutely. I'll
empowered
be there.
now.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I'm very
Power of
empowered.
yes.
But what I've also started doing is I've been doing sound healing. So my voice is used, I sing for spiritual ceremonies, like where we're meditating
Wonderful.
and releasing things that don't serve us.
Yes.
I'm a part of that now. So now I'm serving people
That's so awesome.
on a soul level, right? So it's helped me really, I guess, like ascend in a way internally, and now I'm starting to write music
Awesome,
for sound
awesome.
healing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like in a whole different journey.
You elevated.
Yeah, it's very different.
I-
Yeah, I purged out so much fear that I had. Like I'm like ready for life, and that's what music has brought into me.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Like
Yeah.
in my me personally, like I always express this to my friends, but I keep it to myself because I think I'm weird. But I can see music in color, like in
Oh, no, that's
live.
real.
Like when
It's
I'm
aesthetic.
DJing in the club, like
Most DJs can't.
yeah, like it's weird. Like
I never knew that. That's
It's
interesting.
like I've gotten so in touch with that I'm like half the time like Vinny will tell you like I'm sitting there DJing and not even realizing it because I can feel the color, I can see it. So like the beats are just matching
That's awesome.
itself, and I'm like,
He's in the flow.
Yeah.
There you
like,
go.
see how I
Yeah.
do it? Like I'll be like literally talking to you and DJing at the same time while the club is going up.
You know, when I used to hang out at the Copa in New York City, it was 2 floors, Latin and American music, and it was so loud that I used to go home. I had a ringing in my ears for 3 days, and I knew the DJs.
Oh my gosh.
And I would be hanging out with the DJs, and they had cups on their ears, and I'm like, how the hell? You must be deaf. He says, what are you talking about? And they're talking to me while they're mixing, and they go into this whole planetary thing. They go to a different
Yeah, the creative
level.
plane.
I can't believe.
Yeah.
And then they look at you.
It's a spiritual.
And they're going like this, and they're listening to you, but it just takes them to another level.
Yeah. They get into that state of flow. It's that
have
the
a guest
divine
online. No,
guidance.
No, we're gonna get there. Listen, we got another
We
guest
gotta
on the
go to
line.
commercial.
We're gonna go to commercial. You know, Serge actually summed up
How
our
tall is
show.
Serge, though, by
I'm
the way?
actually 6'4". I wanted you guys to guess, but I just
Well, you
told
could
you.
put-
I was thinking you were
I've only
4.
seen you sitting this
I
whole
was gonna
time.
go like to 6'6", but I
Serge,
figured
the
right around
Heat
there.
need you because they just.
I'm actually Dwayne Wade's height. I'm the same height as Dwayne Wade.
But
So
Serge, you put together the book because I know you're there. Because I know you're there. Serge, you put together the last 5 years of this show exactly what you talked about. And I just want to give credit to our Moby Pop. We have a digital card, Moby Pop. And how do we get on Moby Pop?
You text CAFE, CAFE, to 55312.
And the amazing thing is that everything that you described has been AMP's mission 12 years in the making. And when we started, our first superstar on the show was that young lady sitting right there.
oh, awesome.
And she not only came with her, you came with your friend,
Yep.
who went to the next level. You were here, she was here, and then
Yeah.
she lost in the finals, or she won the finals. Do
no,
we
I don't-
remember?
No, I don't think she did.
I don't think she won it. But we had him in the house.
Cassidy won.
Yes.
Cassidy Pope.
And we were in the house,
Yeah.
And we had started video on radio because we wanted to do exactly what you just described.
Yes.
We've been doing virtual stuff for years.
Yeah.
We knew that they were going to have a problem with doing it the way they're doing it and breaking
Oh
it.
yeah.
and everything else.
Eventually
We
the
knew
system
it.
breaks. Yeah.
We told them they were going to have an issue.
Mhm.
They wanted the money, they kept going. But the bottom line is that this platform is laid out. It is the best time in the entertainment business right now to take advantage of it. Okay, and I'm glad that all of you are here together. They can go on for
hours.
But we have to put Nicole. Let's go to commercial break. We put Nicole in there because I brought in somebody who's going to do the rah-rah, get up and go business and get that whole frequency thing going.
All right,
Awesome,
we're going to
awesome.
go to commercial break. Then
All
we'll be
right,
back
guys.
more with Nicole Prince and our conversation of music. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Spotlight your business, ideas, and events through our Brooklyn Cafe TV channel on Apple TV. Contact us at 888-224-5422 for more information. Let the whole town, even the whole country, know your message with a click of a button. Together, we inspire creativity.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
AMP2 TV and WNN Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They have been working around the clock, non-stop, to promote over 500 shows and businesses reaching all over South Florida. With added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio, it has never been easier to get your voice heard by millions of listeners. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact AMP2 TV at 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
Let's all welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet TV radio production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make all your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes or live radio streaming as well as tape productions for social media platforms and television. AMP2 TV can handle all of your television needs, including closed caption for a perfect on-air telecast. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages or visit one of their many studios to get your creative juices flowing. Come and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP2.tv, or call them at 866-224-5422. Feel free to call for a quote or just a consult of how to put your business on a social media platform or radio platform, or just doing a show that is covered by all platforms. Call 866-224-5422 and make an appointment. That's 866-224-5422.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
On our 1 o'clock hour, the Brooklyn Cafe Show, all of the pictures you saw behind us on our first hour are from our colored pencil artist, Jay Harmon, and everything you ever see in our theater, in our studios, on our set is always for sale, and they also work on commission pieces. And we had Prince behind us, and we had this beautiful graphic lady behind you.
Who's behind me?
And now you have the mosaic pieces of Amy Rashevsky.
Yep, so everything is available here for sale, as you said before. And we have more stuff coming. We're running out of space. We may need a bigger place.
Not
Can we
yet.
put a second floor?
Do you know next month is the year that we've been here?
Next
November
year,
1st.
We're going to have an anniversary party.
November 1st is the year that we've been here.
Laura, it's on, yes.
That's my birthday.
We're celebrating
it?
your birthday.
Let's throw a party here.
Laura, I need you to come sing.
At least I know we'll have
Yeah,
good
I will.
music.
You come sing, and we're gonna open up the bay door, and maybe we do a concert outside.
What
my
did
God,
you
I
just
would
say?
love
I would love-
Say?
Open up the bay
DJ.
door.
Oh, music to my ears.
I would love to come donate a set.
Absolutely.
I'll come bring my decks. And
It'll be awesome.
That's
My
a really
favorite,
good
one of my
idea.
favorite things about this space is that door opens, and when it's cool out, it is so amazing.
Spectacular.
And hopefully in the next month or tonight, it's getting open for the full moon. But
We'll put all the chairs out, and we'll keep everybody
on board.
distant.
all
Say
right,
the
And we'll
word.
have fun with this thing. I just want you to go and watch everybody follow. Watch what happens.
so I think we've got Nicole Prince. I'm hoping she's still on the line. I don't
Is
know.
Nicole there? Let's find out.
Val, if Nicole's there, let's bring her over. And if not, we're gonna see what we got going in the middle. And there she is.
Nicole!
Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Now, Nicole, I got to see on Facebook because I go Facebook stalking, you know. And I saw that she was in there doing rah, 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 get the business going, get out, get up, and go, right, Nicole? And not saying anything not true. And I said, Dawn says to me, we got no guests today. So I said, okay, so I'll bring Nicole on, and we'll do a rah, rah deal. And we got full house.
We had a full house.
Full house. And tell us a little bit about what you do, Nicole.
Okay, well, first of all, I want to say that I'm totally enjoying this show. I resonate with every single person, everything you guys have said. I'm like, you guys are my new tribe. I was like, oh my God, this is like the perfect show for me to be on.
Try will make you cry.
Yeah, I love it. So I am a health and wellness enthusiast. I partnered 4 years ago with a wearable nutrition company. So it has really changed my life. And so,
Those patches.
yeah, DFT, Dermafusion Technology. If you get your nutrition all day long.
You got a lot of muscles there, Nicole.
I love it. So that's what got me to where I am today, though, because honestly, it was a whole life-changing journey for me once I started this. Because I saw something that I felt everybody needs, and it's about adding value to people's lives. That's why we're here, love on and serve. And I thought, wow, people need this. So I started this whole journey for that, and I had no clue what it was going to transform into. I actually built a small team out of the back of an ice rink down in Coral Springs. My daughter was a competitive U.S. figure skater, and moms needed it. And so it kind of started just growing, and then coaches needed it. And then I had this team, and I started plugging in. My mind started changing. Transformation started happening mentally for me. I became more positive. I started learning how to mind shift things in my life. And affirmations, vision boards. I've always kind of been into health and wellness. So this kind of just took it to a new level for me. We were talking about the healing with the energy. This is synergistic. It's a holistic formula that's like right up my alley. I'm all about healing the body, not putting a Band-Aid on it.
Right.
And like the whole, like the music, how it's therapy for you. I had a health challenge. I had cancer like 7 years ago. And I beat it doing like all these out of the box kind of things. Like people thought oh, you're crazy. What are you doing? And this was before the sticker. So I've kind of already been in that realm of healing. So I listen to meditations as well, and the whole healing of the 528HZ, like how it's amazing for our body. Even outside, like the earth, creation, they have a healing too, and there's an energy for that. So it's so cool, like to hear you guys all talk. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. But I also learned, like, life is a mindset, and positivity and gratitude. What you put out, you're going to attract. And yeah, right. So that's love on, serve on, and I'm just wanting to add value to people's life, health, wellness. Ironically, 2 years ago, you guys, I had a God whisper to write a children's affirmation book. And I was like, me, no, I don't know what? And I just kept putting it off. I was like, and I've always been like, children love me, gravitate to me. Every time I've done any kind of ministry work, I'm like, God, put me where you want me. And it's always in children's ministry. Praise and worship, because I'm crazy and I have this crazy energy. I'm a rah-rah girl, right? And so this book was put on my heart to do. I literally, 2020, this whole corona thing has been a blessing to me. My business has boomed. This is essential, boosting people's immune system, delivered to your door. People love that, so that was good for me. But it also gave me the time to really get this book off and launch. And actually today it was supposed to launch. It's an affirmation alphabet book for kids, for babies. And I personally feel that, guess what? We're all broken. And it's broken people raising broken kids. So if we can go into this new generation, the babies, that foundation of like, you are amazing, you are brave, you are courageous, you're creative. Like I have a whole thing. And the cool thing is it's a mirror. So as the parent is speaking this out, because your words are power, they're speaking this over their kid, their babies are looking at themselves in the mirror. Every baby loves to look in the mirror. And the parents speaking that into them, and they're also healing themselves because they're speaking it for themselves. So not just in
what's the name of your book?
What's the name of the book?
It's called I Am ABC, and it's still like we're doing the marketing. It was supposed to be launched today. I actually need to talk to my book people, but they're doing the marketing.
Let's launch it. Show the book. Launch it. How do we get the book?
I trust me, I will definitely let you know when you can there's going to be a link. It's going to be on Amazon, all of that good stuff. It should be like any time. I'm waiting. Like today was supposed to be a launch for it, but there's still little things that need to, be put in place. But
that is such an amazing concept. When my kids were little, and you don't remember this, but there was this book called Pat the Bunny. And it was a kid's book. And every book, every page, there was something else to touch because it was tactile. It was the bunny, it was the rabbit, it was the cloth, it was the blanket. And this way your kids learn their tactile.
Pat the Bunny?
Pat.
Oh, Pat the Bunny.
Pat the Bunny.
I had a book called Scratch and Sniff that she's talking about.
Oh my God. You know that duck over there? That's so I can throw it at him when he says things like that.
But you see how contagious she is? In the NFL, NBA, not baseball so much, but in the other sports, they have cheerleaders and things that come out. And what they do is they raise the frequency for the
it's the warm-up,
stadium.
right?
Yes. That's what I get when I met her. I watched this lady do so many different things. I don't even know her. I've never met her in my life.
I think I'm even friends with you on Facebook.
Yes, you are.
I think that your book is such a beautiful and wise concept, and I really hope and pray that it's going to be very successsul for you. I really do. I think that is just such a great concept.
It will
so
be.
Congratulations.
There you go.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited about it. I just have this vision that it's going to be healing, but it's also a teaching moment as well, So I'm excited. And honestly, it's in God's hands because I literally, you guys, I don't know what the heck I'm doing when it came to this. So even like marketing and all of that, like, listen, I was a stay-at-home mom. I homeschooled my kids for, my youngest just turned 18. I have a 20-year-old and a 27-year-old.
My God.
So you remember Pat the Bunny?
But you look like
Yes.
Because your kids are the same age as my kids.
Nicole, don't admit
Pat
to that.
the Bunny was huge because my 20-year-old, he got a shot, an MMR shot, and he stopped talking. And I was doing speech therapy with him for 3 years. And Pat the Bunny, I had to put him on my lap, make him touch all this because it's sensory. He freaked out over sensory. And I had to make him do all that. Pat the Bunny was a saving grace for me. So I remember Pat the Bunny.
Nicole, I want you.
Such a pig.
No, I meant that with all sincerity. I was swear with you. Nicole, I want you to launch the book on the show. You know what? I have tried, 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks to try to get this young lady on our show. And one thing came up, and then we had busy 2 weeks, and finally, and we picked the day that your launch is supposed to have. It's in the cards, honey. I'm telling you.
Yup.
It's in the cards.
Yes.
Things like this.
God
are
is
not
Let it flow. Let it
accidental.
flow.
And you got a
Yeah,
whole full
I'm
house
excited.
hearing this.
Everything happens for a reason. That's like that
I
should
agree.
never change. Like everybody, I swear I have not heard it this year. I've always seen it on Facebook every year, and nobody else will post it because everybody else lost faith.
Yep.
And that's what we need. It's still
Yeah.
everything happens for a reason.
People lost
Even me
faith.
myself, I've had the worst year of ever. Like everybody has.
You kidding me?
Like I lost my grandfather to COVID this year. I lost my best friend. Actually, I lost a friend to suicide. I've lost a lot of people. It was nuts. Like even myself was very depressed in the beginning of all of this. But
You're here.
I'm here. Like
Yeah.
that's the blessing of life to be here. Like I literally just took a week vacation to Tennessee to say I am not going home to be depressed anymore. I'm not going home with this mentality. I am going to be stronger in this. And the same thing.
And Nicole, I'm going to take all the bows, which is not true. I didn't even know who he was bringing. I don't even know who's on the show. I was told no one's coming. We don't have anybody today.
Who's running this thing?
She is. I had no idea. When you said, I asked you yesterday, I said, will you be on the show tomorrow? And she said, yes. I almost fell out of my chair. I did it when I was doing production.
Actually, honest to God, God runs this place. God found this place
For
for us.
sure.
We had 2 weeks. We told middle of October, we had 2 weeks to find a new studio and move out by November 1st. And literally, we gave up this place 3 times.
We were on the road
It
for
was
2
too
weeks.
big. We couldn't afford it. We couldn't afford the radio time. You knew where we came from. So this was a palace.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And our landlord was amazing. He showed it to us and showed it to us. It wasn't even built out yet. And God said one last time, that proverbial, I'm going to throw the last brick at you. And if you don't heed my warnings, I've warned you 3 times. And by the 3rd time, we lost everything within 12 hours. We lost radio. We lost our studio.
They sold our radio
They
spot.
sold it all. And we said, we took a leap of faith and we said, all right, we'll be there. We put everything in storage, went on the road for 2 weeks. And only God knew this pandemic was coming because now we have the space to socially distance and grow.
And I
build
love what
a
you guys
studio.
have done now.
So truly, God runs this studio, this ship, and all of it, and we just give it to God and let it go.
Well, the funny thing about this, Nicole, you don't know it yet, but you're going to. The house is blessed because of the people in it. And what you're looking at in here is you're looking at a lot of different stories. You're hearing it, you're feeling it. It's all here. I know Alan, I don't know, a few years now, and we always said that we were going to do something, but it wasn't time. And here it is now, and the time is now. And this is the best time because it's exactly what you said, man. People are losing faith. They're depressed. They're angry. Everybody is like, I heard today, the eviction thing. The protection is off today. It starts today. If you don't pay your rent, they can evict you. So what did they do now? If you pass a letter, it will go to a hearing, and they can't, which is, I applaud that. But why is it that these things are not moving faster? That's the problem.
And I can't wait to see your book or maybe a book reading because we have a kids television network that airs on Saturday. So I would love.
You will be the ninth. You're gonna be the ninth show. I
would love to do that.
We picked up 6 shows in 2 days. This thing is going berserk. And with this one over here, I bet you're going to turn that into 18.
I just want to add
Because I
something
see
on.
your future.
When you surrender yourself, like you're saying, and let go and let God, and stop trying to control your circumstances and allow God's plan to actually play out, now you literally, all you have to do is follow. Keep on listening to that
you
whisper.
got to trust.
Keep on trusting, exactly. That's what faith really means, believing in something you can't see. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people try to control that circumstance, control that situation, and that's what causes their stress because you can't. You have to let go and let God. You know, we're only human. We need that spiritual.
I have that written on my board.
We need that spiritual
Every
aspect.
day.
And I love your book because it's so true. I wanted to add on was my whole purpose now, after going through the homeless, going through the whole personal development, going through everything, is abundance is your birthright. And I love your book because you're attacking. I mean, you're not attacking. You're targeting the infant, and abundance is our birthright. It's just we've been stripped that away. It's an illusion. Scarcity is an illusion that we all believe in and we all buy into. So that's why we all fail. But if we start to dissolve the illusion, that's my purpose of my company, to dissolve that illusion and to really show you what is your true identity. We have a spiritual DNA within us. You know what I'm saying? You're physical beings at a spiritual level with an intellect. So you are born abundant. You're guided by divinely God if you surrender, only if you surrender. And then from there, you become prosperous. Everything goes exactly how you want to go. Just like your book, just like the show here, just like everything. It's all synergy because you're in the state of flow. And just like you were saying, talking about, I am a champion. I am abundant. I am wonderful. These are the identity. It's called the paradigm. Most people, when the child is born, what do they call it? Oh, he's stupid. You're so stupid. Why you did that? Or, oh, look at my little fatty, like a cute name. Like, oh, look at, she's so fat. But then we don't know how that's damaging the subconscious mind of the child, because the child between the age of 1 to 2 doesn't recognize their self-identity, that it's an individual being. It thinks it's its mother, that's why it's so attached. And when it's thinking it's its mother, and then everybody's saying, hey, I'm like, oh, look, you're so beautiful, or oh, you're so short, or oh, you're so fat, or oh, why are you so stupid? These negative comments, they don't know who they are. So once they pass the age of 2 and they start to self-identify, well, now they're like, I'm fat, or I'm stupid, or I can't do that. And that's where all these I can't comments come about. So I love your book and your concept because it's so true. Get them when they're young, because we can help the parents install that winning self-image that they need. So when they grow up, they know that they're abundant. They know they can do anything. They have the spiritual DNA. They can be guided by God only if they surrender and allow to. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, we're not taught all this. This is not part of our society. You already know how this is all designed. Everything's all about control, regulations, applications. And they're not letting it flow. It's all about constraints. So, literally.
That's why sometimes the darker side is easier to follow than the light.
Yes.
You get to move in that.
Yeah.
It's really
So I congratulate you.
Interesting that he says all this.
W is I am winning. Okay, so
win.
I am winning.
What I like to do, Nicole, I want to play Laura Viva's song that she's dropped. I want to put that in. Can we cue up the song? Hello?
Valerie.
Wait, can I?
Yeah, watching you too. Can you cue up Laura's song? Yes.
Thank you.
You like that?
So I want to, you know what it is they begin to have their own production meetings in there. Yeah. And everything gets spun up and everything else. We want to go on tour. We want to go out. Part of this show is we go to places. We do remotes. And because of the pandemic, we have
Where
to
is
stop
Nicole?
doing
Nicole, where are you located?
Well, I'm in Orlando, but I go to West Palm like every single month.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we're going to pick a day when you're down here. We're going to do a remote. I got in touch with iPick Theaters. Now, we opened for them when they opened up the ones in Atlantic Avenue. And I got in touch with the marketing people up there, and I like to do our first one there. And we go visit different places, that need this shot in the arm. They need to say, it's going to be okay. They need to see people again. And we got to do it intelligently. We're not going to go in there in a massive this. But we want to bring to light exactly what you're feeling here today, and bring in artists, and bring in music, and bring in different aspects to a show, because together we are stronger than separate. And the frequency thing, man, I got people who actually bring in roses, which is the highest frequency. I got people that bring in
300 megahertz
and rocks and everything
I
else.
actually
I know
have to
exactly
interrupt
the
your
rose
conversation
frequency.
because our phone, something's having a problem with our phone, but Michael from Sensibility called. The candles that are sitting on your table right there, those 3 candles.
Yeah.
This is a company, and it is owned, produced, operated by special needs young adults. And it's called Sensibility, SCENTS, Ability Candles. They're in Coral Springs. And this is their new line. They've got potential, they've got ability. Their new line of candles, and every penny that they bring into Sensibility
Smells
goes
good.
back to keeping
Yeah.
these young adults having a purpose to go to work, to get up, and do everything. So Michael called. So Michael, we hear you, and yes, you have the most amazing candles and products, and we are excited to be launching their show also.
Yes,
That's
we're
awesome,
working
Michael.
on putting that show together as well. We're going to do that. Okay, so do we have the music queued up?
Ability's awesome.
Play the whole video, shut down the mics, and then come back.
And then come back or go to commercial.
We'll go to commercial.
All right, so we're going to play, Laura, your new release. You want to set it up?
So here's a treat for you, Nicole, a little treat.
My song, Afraid of Your Love.
All right.
Available on all media outlets, all music
That's right.
outlets.
If she doesn't return your phone call, call me, because I said, get back on that phone.
All right, here you go. The music of Laura Vivas, and then it's going to take us out to commercial break.
All right.
They say hearts are like opinions, everybody has one. But to my surprise, I'm dealing with someone that has none. I like to mind my business, always kept to myself. But you got in my head. I should have listened when they told me I was moving too fast. Instead, I didn't listen, cause I thought it would last. It's like you feed your ego, shattered pieces of my heart. I knew from the start. Who am I to fight the feeling? The butterflies inside of freedom. Can I lie? You strike a fever. So alive, I'm finally breathing. See your eyes and try to reason. I feel afraid and I just freeze up. And I don't know what it was. Guess I'm afraid of your love. Afraid of your love. Paranoid to your touch. The horror movie was us. 'Cause I'm afraid of your love. I'm afraid of your love. Paranoid to your touch. The horror movie was us. 'Cause I'm afraid of your love, yeah. Let's forget. I'm never perfect, no. Sometimes I make mistakes. Don't take this personal, but I don't feel like I am safe with you. You bring me up to break me down as your entertainment. Today you say you love it, but tomorrow you hate it. So much changes. I'm afraid when I think that I am one of your faces. Me and you forever's what I thought it would be. Another thing I love that isn't good for me. 'Cause now I'm left alone with broken pieces of my heart. I knew from the start. Who am I to fight the feeling? The butterflies inside of feeling. Can I lie? You strike a fever. So alive, I'm finally breathing. See your eyes and try to breathe in. And I just freeze up. 'Cause I'm afraid of your love. Afraid of your love. Paranoid to your touch. To your touch. The whole movie is us, baby. Yes, I'm afraid of your love, baby. I'm afraid of your love, baby. Paranoid to your touch. Paranoid to your touch, baby. The whole movie is us. I'm afraid of your love. Let's forget. Afraid of your love. Afraid of your love. Afraid of your love. Afraid of your love, baby. Afraid of your love, baby. Afraid of your love, baby. Afraid of your love, baby.
AMP2 TV and WNN Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They have been working around the clock, nonstop, to promote over 500 shows and businesses reaching all over South Florida. With added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio, it has never been easier to get your voice heard by millions of listeners. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact AMP2TV at 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
Though some things are far away, we plan for them ahead of time because they're important. When it comes to your celebration of life, it's really no different. You want to plan ahead now so your family doesn't have to later, and create a service that reflects your values, character, and traditions, no matter what they may be. At Dignity Memorial, we listen to every detail and make sure everyone is remembered.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Huge apology.
Do you even know what I'm apologizing
hold on.
for?
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. We have an announcement. She's going to give me an apology.
When
What
you
happened?
told me that Laura Vivas and Alan Peters were coming.
Laura Peters?
Laura Peters.
That's cute.
Laura Vivas and Alan Peters were coming. I'm sorry,
Laura
True
Peters.
Wife. My apologies again. And then I thought, yeah, she's not really coming. Someone's going to cancel. Because sometimes when we were at iHeart, we had people come on to sing, and they wouldn't. It's too early. We don't do that. We don't wake up in the morning.
Don't say that. That's one of Alan's people.
Alan was there, I think, with us at the. No, I don't think it was Alan. Was it you? No, it was somebody
I've been to
else.
a couple of those,
A couple of those. So when he said Laura and Alan were coming, I'm thinking, yeah. That's when I said to you, we don't have guests. You said Laura's coming. I'm thinking, she's not going to come. But I owe you an apology. Not only did they come, they've been spectacular in hanging with us. And the synergy of having Amit and Serge and Ashley and then Nicole with us has just been truly amazing.
And I just want you to know, Nicole, we had no guests. Last night at 7 o'clock, I got a text. We have no guests. That's why I texted you last night. I said, you want to come on today?
Oh, don't worry. I got you. You let me know, and I'll bring the people for
I
you.
mean, I told you 5 days a week. All you have to do is tell me.
Oh, you want every day of the week?
Of course.
I
And
can
we
do
have
that.
It's an all-day event. It's an all-day
One of our
event.
new hosts, Fuego 2.0, is here. That she's learning the ropes. So Ingrid is here. Hi.
Mm-hmm.
Ingrid is learning the ropes, and she's going to be doing Tuesday and Thursdays.
On our new Fuego 2.0 that comes
No,
out of
is
Studio
it
B.
Tuesday, Thursday?
Yes.
Yes.
Another fitness trainer, if you can't figure out based on what she's wearing. Ingrid is a fitness instructor in Boca Raton. So I love the outfit. God bless you for being able to wear that. Amazing.
And we are going to be doing, we're going to be
The
doing
goals, right?
strength, you know, because she's a fitness instructor. We're going to do strength to bring up your morale, to bring up yourself, self-esteem, strength. And we're going to be using her in that whole double, what is that, double mentage?
That's awesome.
No,
Do you
no,
deal with
no
knee
menage a
injuries?
trois, I can tell
No,
you that.
double.
Because I used to
No,
train and
double
I
meaning.
tore my meniscus and
The double meaning.
Yeah, but
And
I'm ready.
it talks about inner strength and thinks of, you know, the story that she has. Everybody has a story but hers, and using the weights in the body and the building and everything else. And you too can get yourself out of harm's way, out of the depression, out of the darkness. Let's get into the light. And using techniques, people, connections, getting it all on the groove. I don't want to hear that we didn't give you a chance to do. I don't want to hear nobody loves me. I don't want to hear it. Because we have invited everybody.
I love you.
We have invited everybody. We have never said no to nobody.
He did it with his Barry White voice.
You do have a great radio voice.
I just love everyone. Like I said, that's a secret of life that I found. I just love everyone, and that's how you serve.
Like, you know, like I said, like I found out my grandfather passed of COVID on July 2nd. I didn't get to say goodbye. I didn't get to see his body. I just got a box of ashes from the nursing home. So I was like literally like losing it from like July 2nd to like halfway through August. I live in his house right now. And in January of this year, he went into a nursing home, and last time I saw him was in March before the pandemic, and then he passed. So like I was living for like 2 years taking care of him. My grandmother passed the year before. So like being home during that time was like every morning I'll get up and it's like he's making coffee in front of me. He's in the garden working, and I started losing my mind. So I was having a little bit of like a mental breakdown. This was like literally about a month and a half ago, 2 months. And I was so stressed, like Steve will tell you this, so overstressed. Like I was handling the unemployment calls, and then I had calls, like I had so many suicide calls at the same time from like just random people, and then family stuff going on. I overstressed myself so much that I got diagnosed with PTSD.
Oh my God.
Halfway through August. I'm okay now. I'm good. It also caused me to have shingles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the stress.
It was
That's
nuts.
a high level of stress for you to have.
Now I have, like, if you were to see me, I have scars all the way through my body. It's gone now, but now I have the scars of it, and I still have the nerve damage.
Tell them what you use.
And that. Okay.
What are you gonna say?
So this guy right here actually helped me through that.
Yeah.
You know, like I was really. He literally came to my house and he's like, "Listen, you need to stop stressing yourself out. You have a team, use them." And like I said,
I love you.
Everything was being put on me.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to spread out the work between the team. Like who's gonna be doing production, who's gonna be mixing, who's gonna be mastering.
Yeah, you trust them, and in return that comes back. Yeah.
Everybody they put me to bed for 2 weeks. They forced me to stay in bed.
Yeah.
I was still getting up and doing unemployment, so like little stuff and stuff here and there, but I needed to heal fast. And Sergio, he also has you know, like some medicine practice of something called colloidal silver.
Oh, that's real.
I got my certification in natural remedies.
So,
too.
yeah, so he gave me.
So I deal with natural remedies.
He gave me the colloidal silver, and in 1 week the infection went away.
Yeah.
Now I just have the scarring of it. That's it.
That's what I've been using on my foot, actually.
Now,
Oh, really?
Yes, and now I'm gonna give you.
Just Ashley, I was telling her. Yeah. Like, what? How about 2 days ago? Just 2 days ago.
Yeah. So Amit 2 days ago was telling me about colloidal silver. I had learned about it through a holistic vet because I have a French bulldog. They are known for issues. So I'm like, okay, how can I keep him healthy? Well, this holistic vet told me to put colloidal silver in his water to help with his immunities. So I've been doing that since I had him, which was 3.5 months old. He's now a little over 2. Well, just recently he developed some prostate issues and had to be neutered, and he's full registered, so that broke my heart. I didn't want to do it, but his health was more important to me. Prior to going in for surgery and being on all these medications, which we all know medications have adverse reactions all the time. You take this to prevent this, and you end up with XYZ. You know, you see it on TV all the time. You're going to take this for depression, and you may end up with prostate cancer, death, heart attacks, all the bad things. So here I am giving my 2-year-old French bulldog all these medications, pain medication to help him because I thought he was having a seizure. He was in so much pain from his prostate. Antibiotics. I mean, he was on medicines every 4 hours for 2 weeks. That obviously isn't good for us, so it definitely wasn't good for my little 27-pound dog. So he started developing, prior to going into surgery, his allergies intensified. I don't know if it was the antibiotics, the pain medications, but then he also started developing the interdigital cysts, which are known for Frenchies. Basically, it's like an ingrown hair, but they keep licking it, and it causes the cysts to come on like the webbing of their toes. So Amit was like, have you tried colloidal silver on that? And I'd known about colloidal silver, but did I ever think of putting it on there? Never in a million years. I was on the verge of taking him to the vet again. He told me about it 2 days ago. The cysts are not red. They're not inflamed. They're still there, but he's not aggravating them as much. He's not licking them as much, and the swelling has gone down significantly.
All right, so Serge, tell us the benefits of it.
Oh my gosh, I don't know where to start. I'm kind of like a scientist
Cure
on
for
this.
coronavirus.
It is
probably.
actually, yep.
Probably.
Hey, shh.
But no, we can't use the
yes,
word cure. That's the first.
yes, we
thing.
can. It may
You have to mute
assist.
that
It may
out.
assist with a lot of pathogens and everything. Basically, we have noble metals, right? Copper, gold, and silver. And in these noble metals, not one bacteria, fungus, virus, any disease can live on these. To talk about a little bit of history, back in let's say the Crusades, where the soldiers, conquering the land and stuff like that, they would have to go drink water and out of the swamp, and the swamps are dirty, right? So what would they have to do? They would have a silver ring on, and then they'll take it off, put it in their little cup, and then scoop up the water from the swamp, let it sit for a while, because the silver, since no bacteria, no virus, no fungus, nothing can live on it. It gets killed on contact. There's a lot of studies. There's even a doctor named Dr. Gordon Peterson. He does dark field microscopes where he can show you like the actual cells of the bacteria and everything like that, and how silver literally just destroys it on contact. So colloidal silver is now taking the actual metal and putting it in a water base. So now it's a liquid form. And then, like she said, you could put it in the dog's water, and it also boosts up immunity because it's also a natural stem cell. It's a natural antibiotic. It will help you with cuts, wounds, scratches, coughs, anything, because really it's all about repairing. I call it God's water, God's medicine, because or my mother loves to call it, it's the poor man's hospital, because poor
How
people.
much of it do you take, sir?
I recommend taking 2 tablespoons, or let's say actually 3 tablespoons. I like to dose it. I like to do everything threes, 3, 6, 9. The laws of the universe, Nikola Tesla. So 3 scoops of tablespoons of colloidal silver 3 times a day will actually boost your immunity. And as we were talking about vibrations back in the day, all bacteria and all this stuff are low vibration, let's say, entities, right? So when you're consistently taking it as a supplement, colloidal silver, and I'm not, whatever, we'll just keep on going. Because there's a lot of laws against, taking it orally or whatever. So you have to make sure, you're working with an FDA-approved colloidal silver. But if you take it every single day, you will start to raise your vibration naturally in God's way, like I said, because it's all given right here. It's already here. It's not pharmaceutical. It's not synthetic. It's not made up. It's literally already there. And then from there, now it's a lot harder. I want to say it's really, you will not get sick, because if silver kills on contact and you have silver in your body, and now everything you're eating, of course, what we eat creates acidity in our body, and that's and on all the rest of the stuff, this will create diseases and stuff. But if you're consistently taking it, it will actually alkaline your body.
Okay, but hold on. Yes. Number one, where do you get it? Do you need a prescription? No. Is it FDA approved?
Okay, I want to share.
Let me take this one real quick. I want to bump into your story.
Okay, I'm gonna let.
So
here's
vitamin shop. That's where I got it for my foot.
So
hold on one moment.
I'll actually tie into his story.
Yeah.
I met Sergio a few years ago. He's actually my manager of Nightly Music and going to be Soulflow DJ's manager. And I used to be a general manager for AutoZone. A lot of people don't know that, for 6 years. I was the youngest one in the whole South Florida. And I had a guy come in one day named Dr. George. And Dr. George came with his wife, and he wanted to buy a bunch of batteries, car batteries. I was like, that's a lot of batteries. What do you, random batteries, like, what are you buying batteries for? He's like, well, I'm making something called colloidal silver. And that's the first time I heard about it. So I was like, okay, well, tell me more. So he was like, so I take jumper cables, I clamp it onto a piece of silver, and I put it into water, and it makes colloidal silver, and he explained the benefits to me. So I was like, yeah. So I was like, okay. Like at the time, I was like, cool. And he's like, he started talking to me. He's like, yeah, well, I do this. I DJ. He's like, oh, you DJ? I'm throwing an event. You're here at Boynton Beach Mall, and I'm gonna be showcasing the silver. And it's a car show too. Come by. In fact, I'll love you to play. So I was like, okay. And I actually took Eric O'Neill and Lacey Manigault from The Voice with me. They're my friends. So to sing along too and perform. And I brought Sergio, who was my photographer at the time, and that's where they met, and that he went that route with him, with the whole colloidal silver thing.
Yeah, he taught me the routes on how to make it and everything.
Yeah, how to make it, so you don't need a prescription for it. You go to the store to get it, but there is a way to make it yourself. That simple.
Yeah,
but I do want to say,
when I use a car battery, explode the glass.
I was gonna say the best route is not to go by do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? because it's when you do it yourself, there's no you don't know what you're really doing, and you don't know what you're getting into. I really want to explain this because it's very important when it comes to colloidal silver. You want to buy colloidal silver from right now. You can even get it on Amazon. Just make sure you're getting it for a good source and everything like that. I also sell it myself, but we'll add the links later on. And what I'm trying to say is, Whole Foods, they have this company called Sovereign Silver. They sell colloidal silver there, but there's levels of colloidal silver. There's ionic colloidal silver. There's true colloidal silver. There's 3 different types, and within each type, it gives you, it's like a different potency and a different everything, right? So what you want to do is get true colloidal silver, and the reason why is because if you have like ionic colloidal silver, the metals will actually clump up with each other, and go in your body because you're drinking a parts per million, like a piece of metal, you know what I'm saying? But it's in a water form. So you want to make sure, like he was talking about, you can make it at home with a battery and everything like that, but because of, the ratio and everything like that, I suggest you not to, because you don't know what's going to happen. There's this thing called Algeria, and there's an incident that happened where a man turned blue from drinking it.
Do not try this at home.
I saw him.
But that's because he made it at home, and then he drank it as much as he could. So there's no parts per million. There's no control. What I'm trying to say, there's no actual measurements. But if you buy it from a store, Amazon, you can get it from. It will actually help you. And if people are afraid of, let's say, the disease is going on, you can spray it on your mask before you leave the house. Make sure your mask, or you can spray it around your body. If you spray it around your body, it will actually create a cocoon, a cloud. So let's say if I sneeze towards your eye, because you have this colloidal silver cloud around you, it won't affect you, because it works with magnetism, the positive and negative polarities of the energies. So if you spray colloidal silver right before you're gonna leave the house, well, now for the next 4 hours you'll be good. Or let's say you're in a bus or you're in a plane, someone
spray it on somebody.
You're in close, so it's good to spray colloidal silver on you, and then you have a good protection for 4 hours. Or even in your nostrils and your nose hairs, it will stay in the nose hairs, and when you're breathing, it's filtering all the air you're breathing. So these are just many different ways. And like I said, I just don't suggest you make it on your own, because you want it to be potent, you want to be effective. So you want to get something that's true colloidal silver, and you want to get it from me. I have sources, but I'm not here trying to sell. I'm just adding value. As you said, you can make it yourself, and you can also find it on Amazon or Whole Foods and stuff like that. But it's right now one of the most hottest, let's say, natural remedies towards this whole 2020, aside from, all the other stuff that's going on. But this is the one that I truly recommend for all of us, because this one's extremely affordable, and it actually helps with everybody. I give mothers it to put it on their children. It heals the wounds.
I take it every day.
Nicole, I want to
to
ask
keep
you a
my immune
question,
system high.
Nicole, how is your son? Your 20-year-old.
How is he? Oh, he's great. He's actually graduating from FAU in December with dual majors in computer science, computer engineering. He got in when he was 15. He's super smart.
Wow.
And I actually took him to a holistic doctor to have him detox from the immunizations that he had. Lots of prayer over him. And he's amazing. You would never know that he had a speech issue or anything wrong with him. He's like my miracle child.
He's in Boca?
He's in Wellington, but he goes to FAU.
That's fantastic.
It's right next door.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
That's where we're located, right next door to FAU.
Oh, okay. So he got into their program at 15, and I don't know if you guys know this, but they have an elementary, middle school, and a high school program.
Yeah.
And he got in, and he's been doing college classes for free since he was 15.
Wow.
That's incredible.
The movie program.
Awesome.
That's amazing, because that's the most important thing, right? It's your health, your kids, and do what they're doing. And full-time.
And that's kind of what starts. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Full-time, you do the patches? We used to have a friend
I do
that
the
sold them,
patches
and
full
Freddie
time.
always called her Patches.
I don't even know her name.
Deb Barcelone.
Oh, Deb Barcelone.
Remember you used to call her Patches?
Yeah, because she always had patches.
She always had these patches, the different nutrition, so he would call her Patches. He doesn't remember anybody's name.
That's so funny. Yeah, no, I've been doing it 4.5 years, and honestly, like I know, like I'm like the extreme. I'm extra. I juice. I eat organic. I do all these things that the average person, they don't have time to do. I was the mom that, when my kids were little and they're all in these different activities, I was dragging. I was tired and exhausted, constantly sick, all the time, because my body wasn't getting what it needed nutritionally from my food. And when I started doing this, I realized what a need I had for it. And I thought of all the people that are running through the drive-thrus, trying to take care of their kids, homework, extra school activities, all that stuff. I'm like, they need this. It's like a helper. So, you know, and plus with everything that I've gone through with my own health, that journey, I just thought it was just an easy way for people to get the nutrition they need quickly in the first 20 to 40 minutes of the morning. So I started just going with it, and I saw the need and I just ran with it.
And how do people get in touch with you for more product, your book, and how do they find you?
Go to my, I want to get everyone's Facebook. I want to be friends with you guys. I love everyone. Seriously, the whole silver thing. And then I don't know if you guys know this. This is a really cool, quick story that I used when I had my cancer. But Whole Foods, not every Whole Foods, but certain Whole Foods I know, like you can find this probably on Amazon, but hydrogen peroxide, food grade, hydrogen peroxide. It actually adds oxygen to your body, which I don't know if you guys realize, but cancer cannot thrive in an oxygenated, alkalized body.
Alkaline,
So
yeah, alkalinity.
is key. Oxygenating your body is key. I just was on Facebook yesterday. I was juicing and I was just showing, you know, I'm just trying to add value to people. But that food grade hydrogen peroxide, they sell it in the Wellington Whole Foods by the toothpaste. If you just did a drop of that in your water every single day, you're adding oxygen to your water and you're adding oxygen to your body. So key is oxygenation and alkalinity.
Good to know.
So
you're telling me hydrogen peroxide food grade. It's like I'm going to school
Yeah.
today. It's unbelievable.
Higher, I guess, yeah.
You got your notepad, you got a pencil.
Water?
Yeah, drops in the water. And here's how, so there was a lady that actually shared this with me. Like, I guess she grew up on a farm and they had a cow that was like the family cow. And it was, I guess the vet came and said, you need to put the cow down. I don't know how her dad got the idea of doing this, but he started adding food grade hydrogen peroxide to the cow's water and it healed the cow. So she shared, I mean, it's just really weird. She shared that with my ex-husband before I had cancer. She shared that. And when I got my cancer, he remembered that story and he called her up and she relayed like the whole thing. And then I started doing it. And between that, alkalizing my body and oxygenating it and some other stuff I did, it's gone. So.
How long have you been cancer free?
Okay, it's a really long story. I'll give you the gist of it. I didn't go to a traditional doctor. I went to a holistic doctor because traditionally they wouldn't look at me unless I did a mammogram, and I refused to. So they wouldn't see me at all. They said, you're on your own. I had a lump that when I lifted my arm, my right arm, the lump was sticking out. And I had certain toxins that were feeding it, one of them being radiation. I had, what was the other one? Mercury. And I had HPV, which there's so many different strands of that. It's not like a crazy sexual thing. There's different strands. You can get HPV from eating chips and salsa at a restaurant and touching the menu. You can get it from hand to mouth, touching the doorknob. It's crazy. But I had 5 different toxins, and because I didn't go to a traditional doctor, I really don't like to share the story. I don't people like, oh, you didn't go. I didn't have like the traditional doctor proof, but let me tell you something, that thing is growing massive. And when I went to my holistic doctor, he tested me with this cancer meter stick, and it showed like all these, it was a very aggressive toxic virus. That's what cancer is, a virus. I had no clue what it was, because if I went to a traditional doctor, they would have said, oh, I probably have breast cancer, or I have some kind of, they label it. Right. But my neighbor runs all the oncologist offices in the state of Florida. And when he found out the name of the cancer, like the typical virus, he said, oh my gosh, you guys, that's very aggressive. You have to go. You have to go to the breast cancer center. And when I met with them, I didn't like what they were telling me to do. It just made no sense to me. And I said I didn't feel comfortable with it. And so I went the holistic route. I kind of shut the door. I had to block everybody out of my life that was going, you're crazy, you're going to die. All these negative things, I blocked them out. Like I literally didn't talk to anybody except people that were on board with me.
Yep.
And so I started juicing. I started alkalizing my body. I started oxygenating my body. I stayed off of animal protein. I stayed off of sugar. I was eating raw. Juicing goes straight to your cells. So I was like doing that like probably a gallon a day. I was doing all kinds of things to alleviate toxins out of my body. It took 8 months and my tumor shrank. It was gone in 8 months. So
Wow.
I congratulate you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Because
Very
a lot of people,
brave and faithful.
I want to say, because a lot of people, first of all, they won't even go the holistic route.
Right.
They won't. They'll stay, because I work with cancer specialists, like you were saying, Dr. George. He's a cancer specialist, so I know a lot about cancer, and he also survived pancreatic cancer using colloidal silver. It's alkaline in the body, because in an alkaline state, no disease can live. It's like literally the an acidic environment for a disease is a gym.
Yeah.
It makes them stronger.
Yeah.
Heart disease,
Yeah.
diabetes, cancer, all that stuff. But once you go alkaline, natural state of eating, everything you were saying is going back to nature. There's no disease, nothing can live in that body. That's a body of energy. That's a body of vitality. That's a body of thrive. And
Yeah. I'm happy that you've overcome this, and for your family too. You know, my mom just overcame cancer as well, and I know how much that affects the family, the husband, you know, and it's important to be supported. So you must have a lot of love around you too. You know, so congratulations. That's really good to hear.
Thank you.
and also how you kept on going too, because most people would try the remedies, the natural remedies, for about a day,
Yeah.
and then they'll quit, or maybe the week, and then they'll quit. They won't go. Maybe a month, they'll quit. You actually went. What you said, 8 months? I congratulate you.
It was
Because
8
that takes. Yes, consistency is the key. My hat is infinite reps. Infinite repetition is the only way through success, and that's literally the secret of life. And most people are treating everything like a Viagra pill. You know, oh, let me get it and use it, and oh, I got
People want
success.
things now.
But nothing works like that. In this life, everything is infinite repetition. You want to get a physique, a nice body, infinite repetition. You want to eat healthy, you have to consistently create a new habit of eating alkaline foods. Everything in life is all infinite repetition. You want to develop a relationship with a woman or a guy, you have to infinitely, through repetition, invest into that relationship. So it can't just be, hi, what's up, and then we're married for years. No, nothing works this way. So I congratulate you for going and pushing through, seeing the vision, actually beginning with the end in mind, and finally you survived. And I love it. So I congratulate you, because it's that grit that got you there. You know,
All right. Okay.
with God.
Okay. We gotta end
We
the
gotta
show.
go.
But before,
We gotta wrap it up, guys.
Hold on. But before we do, I want to know about the song, how to get the song, and what's the future for Laura Vivas.
You can get my song on all music platforms. So you can get it on iTunes, iHeart, Amazon, TikTok, Instagram. Just Afraid of Your Love is the name of the song. Next up, I have another release coming up. I'm not going to tell you all too much, but there is a Latin song to be released, and there is also a ballad to be released. So.
Latin
Wait to
song.
see.
You done that before?
Mhm.
You have. Wow. I heard something about you want to do something gospel too.
Well, not. I love gospel, but it's not gospel. It's more spiritual. It's called En Ícaro.
Ícaro.
Ícaro. Yeah.
That's interesting.
ICARO. Look it up.
Hey, Alan Peters, what's in the future? You and I, we're going to be doing a few concerts in different places at the same time.
We're gonna ramp up. I'm not gonna get too much into detail, but we took a hiatus from music for a little while, and it taught us a lesson in the process. We were working with an artist who, through his words, most of the time when you record an artist, it's just words, and without paying attention to what he was saying, months later he took his life, and we realized that what he was putting on paper and putting in his recordings were what he was really feeling. So we took a break, and it allowed us to realize, and this is a message to any producer, listen to your artists.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they're using this as they really are using this as an outlet.
Yep.
So we're coming back into this, and we're trying to do this fearlessly. And so we're actually gonna be doing some more work with you, and we're gonna be doing a lot more recording, and we're coming up with a concept that I'll come out with later on.
That's a great idea. You know, we had this conversation also. Listen to your kids. because they talk to you every day. Don't put them in front of a TV and think that that's a resolution to the problem. Listen. That's why God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. You should use 2 over 1 at all times.
There you go.
That's an important message for prevention and everything else. I think we get involved in so many things in our lives. We sort of forget those around us until you get hit and it gets into a serious thing and then you lost a life. And then you have to live with that guilt. You have to live with understanding the things that you should have done. So that's an important message. I look forward to working with everybody in here. Nicole, you too. Thank you for coming on.
Pleasure to meet you, Nicole.
Such
Yes,
short
pleasure.
notice.
You too. Thank you guys. I loved it. It was so fun.
She's the firecracker. Didn't I tell you she's contagious?
So nice to meet you,
Yes.
Serge and Ashley and Amit. Thank you all. Tonight, 7 o'clock on WWNN. You can hear the unemployment woes. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day, everyone. Stay tuned. Today at 2:30, we've got the colored pencil artist with
he's
Jay
here, by
Harmon.
the way.
Jay is here. So the artist who made that Prince piece, Alan, he is here.
He's
So
here.
you can talk to the
Oh,
artist.
we'll talk to the artist.
So tune in today at 2:30 for that. We've got 7 o'clock. We've got the unemployment woes. 7:30, we've got 2-Minute Warning with Benny Blaze and his guests. So back to football season, guys. Have a wonderful afternoon. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. Keep the faith.
Amit, New York Sound says, Steve-O says, good to see you. We're going to go up, shoot up
He's
there
gonna
as
be
well.
here tomorrow.
Yep, but we're going up to see him. He says, nice job today.
And?
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.
Sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all. Sweeping me away like an for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors, just a ray of light.